Hello, my friends, and welcome to Italy, a place to love YouTube channel. The channel where I like to show the properties for sale in the Italian market. In each video, I select a property in a different town in one of the 20 beautiful regions of Italy. Generally, I pick inexpensive properties. So basically, in today's video, my friends, as you can see, I want to promote you, I want to show you this property here for sale. Okay, it's an interesting property, quite big, and so we are in Abruzzo region, Chieti province, in a lovely town called Scerni. So Scerni is a town of around 3,000, 4,000 inhabitants, so we are under that famous 20, 30,000 inhabitants, which it goes perfectly under the 7% taxation. Okay, my friends, so let me introduce you to today's property. And so we are talking about a detached house, so it's a townhouse, detached house for sale in via Gioacchino Rossini, Scerni, in the town of Scerni. As I said, Chieti province, Abruzzo region. Now, the asking price is 65,000 euro. All right. So it's a lovely property in a very good condition. I will show you everything you have to know very soon. We are talking about a 114 square meters. All right. So we are around 1220, 1230 square feet, 5 rooms and 2 bathrooms for a house that is fully renovated. Okay, my friends, so let's start and let's go to Google Maps as usual to show you where the property is. So, as we see, we are in the central part of Italy. Okay, so we are not very far from the seaside. So, is the lower part of Abruzzo, the one that is close to the seaside and also bordering with Molise region. Then, as we see, we are not far from Vasto. Vasto, let's say, is the biggest nearest town with around 40,000 inhabitants. Then we also have San Salvo. So Vasto, we are not very far from Lanciano, other towns like Ortona, beautiful towns, and also not very far, not extremely far from Pescara. But so as we see from Pescara and Chieti. But anyway, as we see, we are in a lovely area, so quite peaceful area, farming land, farming area. And anyway, we have this town, Scerni, as I said, which is around 4,000 inhabitants, a bit less. But anyway, with all the services, with all the basic services that we might need, like grocery shops, post office, bars, restaurant, buses transportation. So anyway, it's a lovely town surrounded mainly by agricultural area, many olive groves, big olive production in the area, but not only, also wine production and different type of crops. Okay, so basically, let's have a quick look here of Scerni town. As we see, it's a quite long town, let's say, but anyway, it's not very big. It's accessible and walkable, let's say, everything, not in a very long distance. Let's say in 10, 15 minutes, you can walk all over the town. All right. All right, my friends. So let's go here like this, simply to show you the town of Scerni. Anyway, at the end of the video, as usual, I will show you the distances from Scerni to the main important locations in the area, and also we'll do a bit of Google Street View. But so, let's go back to the property and let's read the description. Now, my friends, if you like this type of contents, please put like and subscribe. It's highly appreciated. Anyway, and it helps my channel to grow. Okay, let's read quickly the description. in the historic center of Scerni. Now, Scerni is a lovely town. A completely renovated and furnished home is for sale. So it's renovated and furnished for 65,000 euro, which is not a very high price for the size, for the location, for the fact that it's renovated, and for the fact that it's also furnished. The property has two entrances from two different streets and offers a beautiful open view. It is just a stone throw from shops, services, and weekly market, and it has the advantage of being in front of a free parking area. It has been completely restored, highlighting the vaulted ceiling and domes with sandblasted exposed bricks, making it functional and aesthetically pleasing. The house features comfortable spaces and can be used for holidays or as a permanent residence immediately. So it's a move-in ready property, keys in hands, ready to move in. You enter in the living area, in the living dining area, and connected to the kitchen located on the ground floor. On the first floor, there is a double bedroom, a hallway, and a bathroom. And on the second floor, there are two more bedrooms and a bathroom. So, very, very interesting. Now, very important as well to say that the asking price is 65,000 euro, but the asking price is negotiable. So, that makes it even more convenient. It depends how good we are in dealing and bargaining. So utilities, water, electricity, natural gas heating and air conditioning, 114 square meters, and then the distances. 20 minutes from the Adriatic Sea, 20 minutes from the mountains, 1 hour from Pescara Airport, and 1 hour from ski resorts. Okay, at an altitude of 281 meters above the sea level, so we are not very high in altitude, and a population of 3,259 inhabitants. Scerni living among hills and olive groves in the Medio Vastese. Okay, then here we'll find more description that you can find, obviously, if you want to have a look into this ad. Anyway, you will find the link below in the description. The basic features: detached house, one floor. Now it's wrong, it's on three floors, so ground floor, first and second floor. 114 square meters built, 5 rooms, 2 bathrooms, good condition, individual heating, so which is extremely good. Let's have just a quick look before we go into the pictures at the price per square meter. Now, the price per square meter is 570 euro per square meter, considering that anyway the price is negotiable, and also consider that anyway the property is fully renovated. So, no works required needed into this property. Okay, my friends, so let's start and let's have a look at the pictures of this property. Now, here we are by the description, so we know that we have a kitchen and living area on the ground floor. Okay, so basically, this is the living area with a dining table, and as we see, anyway, we have a beautiful vaulted ceiling here with sandblasted stones, exposed bricks, anyway, typical characteristic of these ancient houses in the Abruzzo and in all the anyway in all over Italy. You can find these type of properties with exposed stones, exposed bricks. Here anyway we have a view of the of one of the two entrances. So it says that the property has two entrances. Here, anyway, we have just, we understand that we are in the kitchen. On the left-hand side, we can see the furniture of the kitchen. We see the table. We see one of the main entrance doors. And we can see as well, anyway, new floor tiles, which is extremely good. Okay, here we have another perspective of the same room that we have just seen. Okay, with a vaulted barrel ceiling here in this room with no exposed bricks. But anyway, lovely, nice and cozy. We see the radiator, so we have new heating system. We see new radiators here on the left. Then we have the stairs leading up to the first floor, where we have one bedroom and one bathroom. That's what is said, what it says in the advertising. Anyway, I see a lovely, cozy kitchen. It's not very big, but it's an eating kitchen. We see the table anyway. All right, here they say the house is self-furnished, so it's sold with this kitchen already in, which is not bad. Anyway, uh, I um, I don't dislike this kitchen. All right, so I like it, and I can see anyway that it went through renovation. All right, here we have another view of the kitchen. Again, we see that everything is in a very good order, well kept. Another picture here of the kitchen with the stairs here leading to the first floor. All right. Another picture here of the table. Okay, many pictures of the kitchen. Then I guess that here on the left we have a corridor which is leading to the living area. And here we are. So basically, that's where we are. We are into, anyway, lovely space. We have a living corner here, and we have a dining table with the exposed bricks in the vaulted ceiling. Spacious enough, not very small, okay. I like the way they have renovated anyway the property. It looks in a very good condition. Not much to say, so generally I point, uh, let's say, what is not very good in the house. Generally, when I inspect the properties here, I focus mainly on the things that needs to be upgraded. When there's not much to be upgraded, let's say I just admire the pictures and try to find out if there's anything, not in a very good order. But here I have to say that the property, consider that here we are on the ground floor, but anyway, we have windows. It looks bright enough, even if they took the pictures with the lights on. But anyway, they have points of light. Okay, then the furniture, anyway, is a used furniture. Obviously, there are always things that can be replaced, new sofa, whatever, new couch. All right. Anyway, we have an interesting space here. It's a bit uneven. The shape is not perfectly rectangular, but we have this very lovely vaulted ceiling, which I really, really like. A little corner, a little alcove here. Then I see that also the electrical system is in a very good order. Okay. Another picture here of the living area with radiators. Again, as I said, I think this is the second entrance. So we have one main entrance from the kitchen and one main entrance here from the living area. Okay. All right, and here we have the stairs leading to the first floor. Okay, now here they show a picture of the bathroom on the first floor. Let's see if we have a better one, better picture. Overall, anyway, I see that everything looks in a decent order. Okay, has been renovated. The bathroom obviously had been used, but I don't see damages. So I'd say, anyway, it's good enough to sanitize properly, and it's possible to keep everything as it is. Now, here we are still on the first floor. I guess this is a hall just off of the landing area from the ground floor, the stairs from the ground floor here up to the first. And we have this hall with one bedroom, as they said, and one bathroom. Then I can foresee at the end of the room the stairs leading up to the second floor. I also appreciate this vaulted ceiling. All right. I like the way the house has been renovated. The asking price is 65,000 euro, which is not the lowest price I ever shown, but I have to say that for a property in a good condition like this, and the price is negotiable. So basically, here where we see the window on the right, we just land from the stairs on the ground, from the ground floor to the first. Okay, so we have bright space here, this whole corridor with radiators as well. Okay, so we can see just on the right of the radiator, we have the stairs to go down to the ground floor. Here we have the stairs going up to the second floor. The floor tiles, they choose one type for all the house, which is also a good solution. I like. Okay, here we have a little extra room here on the first floor, which is more like a hall, let's say, a good size hall with exposed, again, uh, exposed vaulted ceilings with bricks. We have air conditioner, electrical system in a very good order, also the radiators. Okay, here we are. Let's go back one second. Yes, we are in this kind of hall on the, let's go back again to understand. Okay, here we have the stairs, then on the right we have this desk here. Okay, here we have the desk on the left. Okay, so basically we have the stairs, then we can foresee the bathroom on the first floor. For example, here they took the picture with the curtain closed, not the best solution. I would always like to show, anyway, light here. The points of lights, from outside. Here they could have kept. Anyway, we have an extra little studio, let's say, where we see, anyway, new electrical system. Okay, here is a detail of this hall. And here we are in the master bedroom on the first floor, which is nice, lovely. I have to say, these exposed bricks, these vaulted ceilings are very, very nice. Okay, here we are focusing on this bedroom, one of the three bedrooms, okay, which is extremely nice. I like it. Not extremely big, but anyway, nice enough, spacious enough. And we also have a lovely window. So the room is bright. I like it. Very thick walls, typical of the old stone houses. Lovely, lovely area. Okay. So here we see the hall that we saw before, with the electrical system, with the radiator. So it's a pre-bedroom for me. I would use it mainly as a pre-bedroom. Here we have another door, which I don't understand where it's leading. Maybe there is a little storage room, can be used as a wardrobe. Okay, and now here we are in the second bedroom, I'd say. So second bedroom, 2 out of 3, and by the description it says that on the second floor there are 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. So this is one of the bedrooms on the second floor, also with air conditioning, with exposed vaulted ceiling, exposed bricks, beautiful. So all the house, all the floors have these beautiful vaulted ceilings. Okay, this is one of the 2 bedrooms on the second floor with another window. Interesting, spacious enough. I like. I like the lights. I like the way anyway. Not massive furniture, not big amount of furniture, but everything looks nice and cozy. Okay, lovely second bedroom. Here we are in the second bathroom on the second floor, which it also looks very in a very good condition. Let's go back. Okay, we see that everything anyway is in order. Also the bathroom with the vaulted ceiling and exposed bricks. Okay, the pictures of the two bathrooms, let's say, are very poor. They don't show all the bathroom, but overall we see that the bathrooms are in a good condition. And here we are in the third bedroom. All right. So third bedroom, spacious, also this bedroom. So we have three double bedrooms. Generally in this type of houses with three bedrooms, you have one double bedroom, sometimes two single, maybe two double, one single. In this case, we have three double bedrooms. The doors are also good. I notice anyway. Not all the rooms have doors, but anyway, all I can say is that all the doors are also in a very good condition. All the bedrooms have air conditioning, AC, which is extremely good. But I believe that this house is cool enough because the thick walls, the vaulted ceiling during the summer, I'd say, uh, is cool enough. So basically, okay, here we are back from outside. We're back from outside and we can see that we have the two main entrances. Okay. One with this arrow gate, which is a safety reason. Okay, good enough. So basically, we have this door, the closed one is the one of the living area, and the open one is the door of the kitchen. Okay, then this is the view. Okay, interesting view all over, probably from the property. It's said in the description. So we have a beautiful view. This is never boring, believe me. These type of view are my favorite one. And then we have parking space here. Simply because the seller is not disclosing the exact address later, when I go to Google Street View, I have to look for this parking space. Because if there is parking space, Google Street View could arrive there. Anyway, I see lovely vineyards, wheat crops, mainly vineyards production, a few olive groves, parts of woods, but anyway, beautiful, beautiful area. Scerni, I would highly recommend. Okay, my friends, let's go. This is all what we see about the property. Again, let's do a recap. Scerni, Chieti Province, Abruzzo region, 65,000 euro negotiable, property fully renovated in a very good location, beautiful town, not very small, between 3 and 4,000 inhabitants, so with all the basic services that we might need, and 114 square meters, which is around 1,250 square feet. 5 rooms, let's say 3 bedrooms, living room and kitchen. Yes, 5 rooms and 2 bathrooms. Okay. Let's go here to Google Maps to understand a bit, for example, how far we are from Vasto, because Vasto is the nearest biggest town. So I want to understand, for example, to commute from Vasto to Scerni, how long it takes. Now let's refresh the page here. Now, by car, it takes 27 minutes to drive to Vasto. Okay. By transportation from Vasto to Scerni, it says that it takes 1 hour and 25 minutes, 1 hour and 15 minutes. Okay. Obviously, it depends also by the time of the day. Here it says around 6 p.m. For sure there are more transportation. Okay, let's see the one that is 1 hour and 25 minutes, just as for curiosity to understand. So basically, let's start from the bottom. So from Scerni, we go to Vasto Terminal Bus. So we have basically we can go directly from Vasto Terminal Bus to Scerni. So there is a direct bus, and there are probably often the buses are quite often, so we can rely on buses transportation. It takes 55 minutes because there are 17 stops, but anyway, overall we have a bus that goes from Vasto Terminal Bus. Then, if we want to reach Vasto city center, anyway, we have another bus which is from Vasto Terminal Bus and brings us to the center, uh, to Vasto city center, which is only 4 minutes, 5 stops. Anyway, good, good, good. Interesting. So there is a bus from Vasto Terminal Bus. For example, I believe there could be a transport from Rome to Vasto Terminal Bus. From here is also possible to take a taxi or to take anyway someone who provides private transportation. Okay, so Vasto, let's say by car, 27 minutes to go by car. Let's rely mainly on car transportation. But anyway, as we see, also by bus is possible to reach the location. Then we have other areas, other towns in the area, but let's say we can reach Termoli. Here, the most important thing is how to reach Vasto. Then by car, we see that we can reach, for example, Pescara. Pescara, it says in 1 hour, so 58 minutes by car. Obviously, by transportation, we might need to go first to Vasto, exactly, and then so to Pescara. Anyway, it's possible to move, to commute. Let's see, for example, this one, which it says partially by train. So we have this one for 2 hours and 34 minutes. Okay, so basically from Scerni, we have another bus that goes to Porto di Vasto, let's say. And then from Porto di Vasto, we can take the railway that goes to Pescara. So not impossible to reach by public transport. All right. Okay, my friends. Let's go back and let's do a bit of Google Street View, simply to understand. Okay. Now we need to find out where, because it gives an address which is via Gioacchino Rossini, but I didn't see any parking space. So let's try to investigate. Here we are in one part of the town. We see that just in front of that house there is a parking space. Okay, for example, here we have public parking. Okay, let's have a look here. Okay, could be this one, for example. Here we have another parking. It's in the central part of Scerni. Anyway, here where we have the bus stop. Now, this is not the area, okay, of the house. But anyway, everything is in a walkable distance. We see buses because, again, there are buses transportation. It's a lovely town. We have everything we might need, all type of services. Let's try out now. Just because I cannot find the exact address of the property, I'd say we do a bit of random driving here. So, for example, we see the pharmacy. I like the way the town is kept. I find it kept in a very good condition. Here we have another business, which I don't know what it is. Let's see. Let's see here. Looks like we have a bar. Here there is another house for sale. Many properties for sale. For me, this type of town, which are not appreciated by the southern Italians, should be simply occupied by expats who appreciate. I believe that foreigners and expats are appreciating this type of territory, these houses, this land more than the Italian. In Italy, we have the excuse. For me, it's just an excuse of there's no job, but there's no opportunity. But if we don't create opportunities, there will never be. So basically, this is an interesting topic. Who is gonna take over? Who is gonna replace Italy? Because as we see, anyway, we have a beautiful town. We have carabinieri, police. Let's go here. Let's dive into the old part. Anyway, like Palata, like Montecilfone, so many. Anyway, so many beautiful towns in this area. Let's see why cannot move on. All right, my friends. So here they're selling. Beautiful town. Beautiful town. I really like it. Okay, here we see an old building in need of attention. Okay, let's see if we can move forward. Okay, so finally we are in another area of the town. Lovely square, lovely bar, lovely view. Okay, my friends, another bar. All right, my friends, I hope you have enjoyed this video here in Scerni about this property for sale, 65,000 euro, negotiable, so quite big, 5 rooms, 2 bedrooms, independent property, so terraced house. Anyway, I wish you a lovely day and I'll see you here for another property for sale here in the beautiful Italy tomorrow on Italy, a place to love. Bye.